What's up, YouTube? So today we're going to be hitting a little shoulders and arms. It's going to be more focused on arms, but still going to hit some shoulders at the beginning. Trying out in this new program. It's the last day of the 6 different workout days. My split changed, so now instead of doing push-pull legs, push-pull shoulders, I'm doing more of an Arnold type split. So it's legs, and it's broken up between kind of like a hamstring dominant and quad dominant. I do the quad dominant first, and then I do back and chest, and it kind of switches up. I'd say it's pretty much 50-50 back and chest, but it just kind of switches up. Like on the first day I do dumbbell incline bench, and then flat Smith machine bench press, and it flips on the second day. And then obviously for the back, one's going to focus more on thickness, one's going to focus more on width, and I'll film some of those later and get those out and posted. But for now, I'm going to be filming this one. And then the next day is the third day of the 3-day in a row workout, I guess, is shoulders and arms. And the first one is more shoulder dominant, and you kind of finish with arms. But this one today is you start with shoulders still, but you finish with arms at a larger scale. So it's more focused on the arms themselves. So I'm kind of excited about that. I've been feeling like my arms have been lacking a little bit lately, so it'll be good to get some of that going again. And my elbows starting to feel a lot better, so curling motions aren't bothering me quite as much. Shout out to Get Raw Nutrition for their elbow sleeves. We'll see them later in the video. Those have helped tremendously, so it doesn't have to be Raw brand. I do enjoy them. They're more unique than the rest of them. The rest of them, if you've ever been like scuba diving, they all kind of look and feel like wetsuits, and there's just nothing wrong with that. I just like the difference that Raw went with theirs. It's more of like a mesh, like knit kind of look to it. I'm describing it completely wrong. But if you're struggling with knee issues or elbow issues, I highly recommend getting some knee sleeves or elbow sleeves. You don't have to use them on every lift that involves your elbows or knees, but it's good to help keep compression in the area, and then also keep the joints warm, so that way it's more blood flowing to it, so it helps it a lot. Yeah, so that's that. I'm going to be using Raw Nutrition's mystery flavor today. I've had it once before, but I kind of have an idea of what it is. If you've used it, comment down below what you think the mystery flavor is, and we'll see who's right. But with that being said, I had a long night, so it's going to be an interesting workout. I'll film it all for you as I'm doing right now, and I will see you in there. Okay guys, so starting the workout, we're doing a little warm-up. I started doing these little banded, whatever you want to call them. You're basically just moving the shoulders, getting blood flowing to them. You can do this with a PVC pipe too if your gym has it. I prefer the band just because it gives me a little more range of motion when I'm doing them. Nothing too advanced, just a couple sets. I think I did 2 full sets of this, of 10. Like I said, getting the blood flowing, and then kind of working from there. I immediately went into kind of like a rear delt fly with the band. Again, not trying to get anything crazy going on with my rear delts or anything like that. Just trying to get blood moving, blood pumping, shoulders warmed up, so that way they're ready for the actual workout. Move straight into, I don't even know what you would call these, but these are for, I think, the rotator cuff. I've seen a lot of people do these. I've done them in the past. It definitely helps lubricate the joints and get things moving. So, like I said, I just did 2 sets of this, and then right after this, on each arm I did it. Right after this, I moved into kind of where your arm is perpendicular. You'll see that here in a second. right here where I'm adjusting, trying to figure out the best height for this movement. This obviously wasn't doing it for me, so I had to lower it down. But again, to get some rotation in there, work all the joints and everything like that, get the blood flowing, nothing too advanced. I always have a hard time with these. As you can see, my elbow keeps dipping, and you're supposed to keep it kind of level and still, but I haven't done these in a while, so I'm still kind of getting used to doing them again. So that's why my form's not the best. But I'm working on it every day, improving, so next time hopefully I'll be at least 1% better. 1% better every day, that's all you need. So now we're jumping into our first exercise. It was seated overhead press or seated shoulder press, whatever you want to call it. It's a pretty cool rack if your gym has one of these. We have it for incline bench and shoulder press, but it eliminates the need for a lift off because it moves with you, and then when you lift off it slides back so you can re-rack it, it's out of your way. But trying to do full range of motion, just warming up with a bar, and I think right here, yep, hit myself in the nose, so that felt great, especially still recovering from that nose surgery a little bit. But we kept moving forward, just kind of tilting my head back to try and keep it out of the way from getting hit again. But quick warm up, try to do I think 16 reps, 8 to 16 reps, and I got it. So went a little heavier on this set, went a little too heavy. As you'll see, I kind of struggled getting full range of motion as well as getting the amount of reps that I needed. So kind of a learning point. It's been a while since I've done barbell work with the shoulders, just because it's not the most natural feeling movement for me to have the bar. I like having my arms kind of tucked in a little bit. So you can see I'm really struggling with just 135. I'm not sure if it's the angle or what, but it kind of looks like I'm holding it crooked. But took it to failure, shook my head because I just didn't get it. And then for the next one, lowered the reps a little bit, lowered the weight a little bit, went down to 95 pounds, and as you can see, my form is a lot better. I'm able to go all the way down in a controlled manner and push up. One thing that I've implemented that's helped a lot, I don't know if you watched any of my previous videos, but I've had real bad elbow issues, and for Christmas I got these elbow sleeves. These are from Raw Nutrition. Talked about it in the beginning a little bit in the intro, so I'm not going to go too much into it, but they've helped tremendously. Just keep the joints warm and really feels a lot better. Like I haven't noticed any pain or discomfort with it from working out after using those elbow sleeves. So again, if you're struggling with elbow pain or even knee pain, get some knee sleeves or elbow sleeves. On the final set, I thought I could go up by 10 pounds each side, have better range of motion as you can see than 135, but I still struggle with the amount of reps. I didn't get quite in the rep range I want, which is okay because like I've said in previous videos, I like to test and see where my max is, because if you think you're doing as much as you can within the rep range and you don't try and ever go up, then you never know where you're truly lying. So found out here that was just a little too heavy for me. Then I moved on to side lateral raises. Yes, I cut my head off. Yes, I am aware. These are one of those exercises where I wish my gym had smaller increments between the weights. Most gyms don't go, once you get to like 20 pounds and above, there's no like 2.5 increments. Maybe I need to buy some of those weights that you kind of like stick to the side that are magnetic, but did here, try to take it to failure. You see me stopping a little bit. I think my form kind of degraded towards the end, but mostly I was trying to not rock back and forth or try and like step on my tippy toes or anything like that. But I pressed on, and they got a little better as I went on. Here I am again doing the same weights, but kind of going through it a little better. So now that the shoulders are warmed up, I really started to feel the fatigue here after the shoulder press. But it's the name of the game, so I just kept pushing on. Then we moved on to machine shoulder press. My gym has like 5 different options, so I'm just gonna try each one out. I like this one a lot. It had a very solid range of motion, and the handles were kind of angled slightly, so I get that camber that I like on the machines that you don't really get from a straight barbell. It was a new motion or new movement pattern, so it took me a little bit to get used to it, but it felt pretty good on the shoulders. I felt a good burn, and I didn't feel any discomfort or anything like that. A lot of the machines that I've seen in regular gyms, your arms are a little too far forward, and it almost feels like you're just doing either you're doing like a incline bench almost. But this one, it sits back far enough to where you definitely feel it in the shoulders, and I like it a lot. Moving on, we go into face pulls. These have been a challenge for me actually for a while. I was leaning back, and my coach told me to stop leaning back because as it's cool to lift a lot of weight with them, which thankfully I didn't see how much weight I was using because it wasn't a lot. But when you're using a lot of weight with it, it looks cool, but if you're leaning back and using your body weight to kind of pull it back with you, then it's just not doing what it's intended to do. So he told me to stand up straight, so I'm trying my best not to lean back. That's why it looks like I'm wobbling all over the place. Kind of made it a lot more complex than I thought. Probably have to go down in the next workout, but move through, try different angles, tried it a little about chin level, and then here I'm doing it about nose level. Nose level felt a little better, but still had the urge to kind of lean back. So I don't know if it was more effective standing up straight or if I was really just fighting it the whole time, but still felt it in the rear delts, still felt pretty good. So I think it did what it was intended to do. Alright, now we move on to biceps. We start off with the classic straight bar curl. I tried using the fat grips this time because I heard it was, better for your grips, and I have been having that one forearm issue, but I just almost, I wouldn't even say it made the curl more difficult on the bicep, it just made holding the bar more awkward. So I just did it for this one set. I was able to get within the rep range I wanted, but felt it more in the forearms than I did the bicep. So even though I can do this weight normally without the fat grips and feel it in the biceps, it was more of a forearm exercise. So here we are in the next set, not using the fat grips. I felt a lot better here, and I felt a really good pump starting to form on my biceps. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but for some reason I feel like my left arm, the bicep specifically, gets a better pump than the right arm. So when I'm doing movements like this, it feels like I'm limiting the range of motion on my left arm because it's a lot more pumped than my right arm. But I don't know if that's just me or not. Comment down below if you run into a similar problem with other muscle groups, maybe even. Now we're moving on to hammer curls. So this one, like I said, I'm starting to feel that pump in my left arm. So it's a little challenging on the left side, but still felt pretty good. This one, I usually do them alternating, or seated or leaning against something, but I wanted to do it standing straight up and down, both arms at the same time, see what I could do, and kind of happy with the weight I was using. Thought I was cool and could go up, but ended up going too heavy. Looks like I probably could have gotten a few more out of that without my phone going down, but decided to go down, control it a little more, and honestly, probably a smart move. So, trying to keep ego lifting out of the equation, not trying to tear anything or cause any other injuries because I thought I could lift more than I really could. So, just did that for a few more reps and then moved on to seated, kind of 90-degree angle seated preacher curl. Got this really fancy machine. If you don't have a machine like this, honestly, you could just use dumbbells on a regular one, or if you even don't have a preacher curl at your gym, you could use an incline bench and just set it to the right height and kind of lean down on it. That's what I did for the longest time when I worked out in my garage. But seating 90 degrees to kind of get your arm out and at your side, and took these ones to failure. It felt pretty good. And then we finished off today's workout with the double rope cable extension. I left my special rope at home, so I was using the gym ropes. But what I did was I took 2 separate rope attachments and put them on. So that way I get more travel between the ropes and I'm able to pull it deeper into my arms further behind my back, I guess. Get a better range of motion. You get the full range of the tricep there. And you kind of just take these to failure, struggle as much as you can. And then just did a few sets of this, and then I think my camera ended up dying, so didn't get the 3rd set. That's where we're going to leave it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like, give me a follow, send it to someone you know, so that way they can also learn something or like it or, whatever. And if I wasted your time, I'm sorry, but I will see you guys on the next one.